to Dream Big with Zhanna, inspiring you to reignite, refire, and refuel your life. And today we are back with our beautiful, renowned, and well known already founders of the School of Magic programs and institute, I would say, Kavita Signh. Kavita, can you please, yay, wave? And Kavita, so that you know you're muted. And also Astrid Mueller. There you are, Astrid. Yes. So if you guys have been following these two ladies, two amazing ladies, you already know that it's part three of all our meetings together. The first one was the interview. The second one was the coaching session with the kind of inspirational and surprise magical coaching session, which you can find the links on YouTube. If you go to the YouTube channel, Zhanna Shpits, you can find all the links. So follow them. And I can guarantee you it's going to be very inspirational. We'll lift a lot of insights for you. And today is a very hot topic that I'm excited about that is going to bring the value to all of you listening and watching to us, doing it live. And I really have deep gratitude for you ladies to actually bring the light into that subject that is a heavy topic for a lot of people. Yeah. And so the title of today's episode is Sexy Money Magic and How It Looks Like in Your Life. So I want to welcome Kavita, Astrid, welcome to the show again. I would love for you to say briefly what exactly you do in real life when you are not being interviewed on all these different social media outlets.
So, awesome. Kavita, you want to go first?
Oh, awesome. So for me, it's really a space of helping women to get in touch with their intuition, to empower them with that, and to show them their magical lives from that space. I mean, everything is so easy once we touch base with our intuition. And so it's also where I help them to transform the changes and the shifts that they're going through so they are able to get to the other side and the other end of the story from a place of joy and ease. It never has to be hard or difficult once you're able to see the bigger picture and to see the way the divine is helping you and carving that path and making it easy for you to learn your soul lessons and to grow and expand and enjoy each other on this planet, you know? So it's a wonderful space, yes.
I love that. Kavita, what's your home base? Just right from the bat, what's your home base? What's your website if people have questions for you?
Sure. My website is earthangelwishes.com.
Wonderful. Astrid, what about you?
I love it. So I'm going to segue off of what Kavita said. So with my coaching, I take women to the next and the biggest level of possibility. So once you are through that transformation of coming through your heavy stuff, and I help with that too, together with Kavita, but I'm all about helping soulpreneur women really shine. So really get your dream business off the ground, bring your gifts to the world, and create the soul purpose and the impact that you're dreaming of making, however small or big that is. I'm all about helping them shine while having fun. And I love playing with Kavita. We do a lot together, and this is why we got inspired to create this platform of the School of Magic together, where we play big with any woman who's ready to play big.
Yes, there's a lot of us out there. Yes. Yeah. Astrid, what's your home base? What's the address?
My website is astridmueller.com. Yes.
Beautiful. So if you have questions for Astrid or Kavita, you know where to find them. So I have, from my personal perspective, I have two words, like one for each of you, that summarizes like the feeling that I have. Kavita, with you, it's ease. And like ease and spirituality, and Astrid, for with you it's fun and magic, and you and your magical combination is amazing. So let's dive right into the this topic for today, which is a very heavy topic for a lot of people. It's money. A lot of people are even afraid of saying that word out loud because they come from this shortage of it, right? And it's just the whole idea. But before we get into even the definition of money, I wanted to say, like, we titled it sexy money magic. So could you and sexy, I actually looked up the definition of that word. Sexy means appealing or exciting. So it's like, how would you define money or sexy money magic, the whole phrase, from that perspective? What's your take on that? Whoever wants to go first.
Yes. So I want to say two words and then I'll give the ball to Kavita because she actually got like an awesome spirit download that totally aligns and really is powerful. But I'm just going to say it has to do with manifesting magic, like getting into that feeling of feeling sexy and that same vibration that is creating money magic. But Kavita, I'll let you talk about it more because you had a really cool thing come out.
Sure, thank you. So the main essence of the word sexy and all of this is the energy of passion. It's that soul essence of passion when you're, when you're with yourself, when you're in a room and you're feeling just lit up. That is a beautiful energy. And that is exactly what Astrid is referring to when she talks about money manifestation. Because when you can be in that beautiful energy, it's really almost effortlessly attracting the abundance into you.
I see. Well, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So with that said, how about we'll just dive right into my belief? Since I agreed to be the guinea pig openly, it's kind of scary, but I changed scary into the exciting. So, and while you're watching, you amazing people out there, if you're watching it right now, think how you can apply it to your life, and maybe it's going to help you to switch. That's our intention, to switch some of the beliefs and get the breakthrough right now during this space. So one of the common beliefs is I hear from my clients, and I'm not an exception in that case, is that we gotta work hard for money in order for us to enjoy it. And sometimes when the money comes to us in an easy way, you kind of don't even have the appreciation for it. It's like you did something wrong even. So that's a huge belief that I personally carry, and I'm sure a lot of your clients carry that too. So what would you say to that?
I love it. So I'm going to take that first and then I'll bounce it to you, Kavita, if that's okay, because I can personally relate to that. So Zhanna, I want to applaud you that you're bringing that to the open, because not only do we see that with our clients, and but also I know that for myself, I feel this is like the dance that everybody's doing right now, who wants to grow their business and their dream and passion. Like, we are actually that's where the magic is, to lean into this heaviness and to find out how to let that go. So I'm going to share like a quick story of like how I took first steps into that, and then I'm going to give the ball to Kavita. So for me, finding access to this playfulness and like that opened doors to me, and if you will, you can even call it like the sexiness, but basically stepping into a vibration of letting go of this, like, okay, so how can I make this fun, right? Like asking that question, that was the first thing that I started doing. And I started looking specifically for things, well, even with marketing, like how can I do marketing fun and easy? And like once I started doing that, like things started to become bigger, and I worked less hard. So I had like more fun. It was this contradictory thing that we kind of need to let go of our all the stuff that we have so conditioned that we hear in school and from our parents, that you have to work hard. It is such a big cloud that is like consciousness hanging there. So for me, the first step was to literally just start like being curious and start playing. And that ended up like suddenly having these things show up out of blue, like bigger than I expected, more clients and money out of the blue. So that was the first step. But Kavita, I want you to give you the word as
May,
well. Go
may,
ahead.
may I
Yes,
ask a
you too.
question if that's okay?
Yes, yes,
So thank you for sharing. Now, if we are doing like I'm ready to change that. Like, can you
yes,
help me and everybody to like, how did you do that? Like, what's the coaching? May I get the
yes,
coaching from you so that we can
yes,
experience that?
yes, we can
Because
do that.
again, because you know what? Another belief that it takes a long time to change that
Hmm.
belief. Can we do
Yes,
it right now so
yes,
that it's like completely dissolved or
cool.
transmuted or yeah.
Yes. So I'm
So,
gonna give like a, go ahead.
so Astrid, let me just share a quick
Yes,
concept before you go
yes.
into the method. So here's something that you can use to reframe the energy around it, and then Astrid, you can take over with the actual technique. Um, when I feel when it is that you're doing it and it's coming like, well, this is so much work, and I've got to do all this stuff, and it's so many hours, and it's hard, and it takes long. Really and truly, what we've come at that point when we're feeling like that is taking on the responsibility as being fully human. So it's just me, and this is all the work that I have to do. But if
Mm-hmm.
you invite the divine into this process, even if, it doesn't have to be religion or any sort of thing, but just calling in that bigger energy outside of you, and connecting to that. And then you feel that you're supported. So suddenly it's not you having to do everything, you having to make it happen with that forceful, heavy energy, but you're actually making it lighter. So Astrid was mentioning the value of curiosity, and so even if you don't know anything else, but you say whatever word you need to do to call source, divine, God, whatever, use that word and say, "I'm curious. How can I make this lighter? How can I make this work?" Um, it already allows your mind to shift and to bring in the answers through your intuition in terms of what can show up for you. Go ahead, Astrid.
Yes. So, Zhanna, you're asking for coaching, so I want to ask you a question to get that
Yeah.
rolling. So, can you give us an example of how this shows up for you? Like any sort of story or situation that comes to you where that belief recently came to you about that you have to work hard, that money shows up in your life.
So the very recent example, it was in the previous month. I got hired unexpectedly so many times, right? So unexpected money flew into that. I didn't even have time to think about it. It was happening and happening and happening, and I just kept doing and doing and doing. And at the end of the month, I just came into, so I didn't make it, it was not, it was effortless. And because it was effortless, I didn't have the appreciation that in my mind I had to have for this lump of money that flew into my experience. And even so, it's like it goes deeper, of course, right? And then it's like a snowball that goes deeper and deeper and deeper into other beliefs. But I want to lift that veil of heaviness that I'm not worthy, of getting this money because I didn't work hard to make it. You see what I mean?
Nice. Yes. So I love that you gave more clarity. So thank you. So for you, it's actually not the making money that seems to already flow, but the deserving and the allowing part, and like to have the
It's
appreciation. So it feels good. So you feel sexy around receiving all that.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And that's what I think I'm not the only one because people are coming to me with this question. So, and
Yes.
yeah, so I'm open to any.
Okay. I have an inspiration, but Kavita, you're also perking up, so you go first.
Yeah. So I love that we give an insight about the people who find it hard to make the money, but now like we're in the other space of it. When you do get the money, what do you do? And how
Yeah.
do you show that? So it triggers your feelings about how the money comes in. And so this is actually tied with receiving, right? The energy of receiving. So
Mm-hmm.
it comes back again. I believe the essence of life is giving and receiving. Simply put, if you look at everything else, you know, our relationships, everything that we do, it's around giving and receiving. So we both have the male and female energy. The male is known more to, you know, to create in that sense, and the feminine energy is known to receive. And since in our world, how we do this, and it's a great way to look at it as well, because we as entrepreneurs, we're creating as well, but we're creating from a feminine space where it's more ease and flow and joy. It's not like very rigid and structured and hardcore in that sense, right? So when we're now receiving and having the money flow in, again, it's the appreciation that, oh my goodness, I didn't do this alone. I didn't make this happen. You know, the divine co-created this experience with me. I choose to co-create with the divine. This is sort of like an appreciation where I get to be, do, and have all the things that I wanted to do in this lifetime. Here is a flow of abundance that's coming into me.
Yeah.
Right. And here is one of the things that I'll share right now as it's coming up. When it is that we're locked into our, when you look at your why for what you're doing, if it's only around you and your family, then it's too small of a vision. If your vision is bigger than yourself, it's a bigger purpose, then when that money flows in, it literally lights you up rather than makes you feel triggered in that moment. Because for you, it felt like, oh, it was coming to me. But in that moment, you forgot your bigger purpose, where you were using that abundance to co-create so many other opportunities for the world, right?
Beautiful.
So it's a beautiful blessing for it to come in, and then you get to do more. You share that generosity, you light up the lives of people, you know, and then it doesn't feel like, oh my God, you know, it feels like, oh, I get to have this experience and I get to be the facilitator of all these other events and all these other things that I'm co-creating with the divine.
What a beautiful advice. I hope you guys are listening, and thank you, Kavita, for saying that, because now I hope you just had an aha moment like I did. And it's just when something flows, and it doesn't really have to be, can we make it broader than money? It doesn't have to be only money. It's anything that flows into our experience. If we remember in that moment that it's bigger than us, it's not just us who created that, but we are co-creating with the divine, then the gratitude is immense. And yeah, thank you for the reminder about that. Thank you, Kavita.
Yeah.
Yes,
so I'm going to add something to that span. So I love that you brought the big vision in and the receiving and like really feeling that. So this is something everybody you can play with to really see yourself in the biggest and most miraculous impact you're making in this world, and what bigger impact you can make if the abundance is flowing. Just ask yourself that question and then paint that picture with the abundance, because it amplifies everything, right? Like you can touch more people, you can role model that, you can have fun with money, all these amazing things start to happen, right? So it's a good thing, but you need to paint that picture. So I'm going to give a quick picture and invite you to paint that picture, Zhanna, and you watching.
sure.
On the other end of the spectrum, so this is coming from like how like neuroscience and like the first memories we make when we start making up opinions of things. Up until about 5 years of age, we are free to play. We don't have those negative heavy thoughts yet. We just play. So I want to ask you, for the very first experience in your life that comes to you where you were showered with gifts or goodness and it felt amazing, what story is that for you?
I was so let me clarify the question. Is it the showered, or is it the money, the first money that I made?
It doesn't have to be money. No, I'm actually asking like an experience that felt like total abundance shower of, you know, whether it was like birthday gifts for you as a kid, or you suddenly won something, like the very first memory that comes to you where you felt showered with all these gifts and it was totally okay and amazing to experience them. What comes to you?
You know, what comes to me, I mean, both stories, but I guess the most important gift, because it was a surprise. It's unexpected unexpected abundance, which came in the form of a dress, a simple dress. I was born and raised in Russia. And the quick story, it's such a beautiful story. My mom bought a dress, a very expensive dress at that time for my relative because she didn't have money. Her parents didn't have money, and she needed to go to college. And of course, she saw my gaze at that dress, and she said, I know, Zhanna, you want that. So when you go to college, we'll buy one just like that, and you're gonna be a princess and all of that. And I didn't say anything. I was a little girl, like the 8th grade or something. I go to sleep. The conversation was in the evening. In the morning, the following day, I wake up and I see exactly the same fashion, but different colors and a different fabric. It's a little bit of a cheaper fabric, but it looks fabulous with bright colors. My mom, and I started crying. My mom made that dress with nothing in her hands, just with bare hands through the night. She didn't go to sleep because she wanted to surprise me. And so that was it was my favorite dress, and so much appreciation, and so much, I felt so blessed to have a mom like that who wouldn't go to sleep to please her own daughter through the night. So that was the biggest gift that I ever had. I mean, the most precious one and unexpected.
So that experience, and what a beautiful, beautiful story. That is the capsule of energy that you can use to tap into, to feel that it's okay to receive money, that it's a good thing. This is what you can take that memory, and whenever you feel like it's not okay to receive, if that comes up, because that's technically an old story, you're already putting this in the past because you're just tapped into this energy that helps you fly forward, right? So you can just take that time capsule of the past or that time capsule of the future that we looked at with Kavita, and just pick one of those bubbles and just breathe that in and feel how you felt back then. Just put that back to you, and that will help you shift into the sexy money magic and higher vibration and all that. Yes.
Awesome. Yes. So if you guys have a story like that, right? Can we
yes.
advise everybody else?
Yes.
If you have a story like that, just feel into that.
Yes.
You can even tell that story to a friend, and as you're telling it, you're just saying, put your hands on the heart and breathe it in, and it's just it lifts up the veil of the heaviness. The heaviness.
You can play with it in many ways. Some people like to journal. You may like to create a piece of art, like a little thing. Just celebrating it in gratitude, and then you have this thing to play with, right? And that brings me to an inspiration that we wanted to also share before we go. We have a little mini exercise that we wanted to do live that Kavita is going to lead us into, that has to do with connecting with that to help you do it right now.
Yes. Thank you so much. That's an awesome story, Zhanna. It just lit my heart up, and it's a beautiful way. Thank you, Astrid, for bringing that up too, because you're merging the spiritual part of all of that into the material world. And that's why Astrid was also mentioning, if you want to create a physical thing to symbolize it, for you to remember that story, like every time you look at it, it reminds you to get back into that space of gratitude, to receive whatever it is that you're receiving in that moment, and linking it with your mom's memory of the dress. It's a beautiful way to celebrate who you are today, what your mom did, and of course, the impact that you're making on the world.
Thank you so much. It's another tip. So if you guys just pay attention to what Kavita just said, and Astrid, thank you so much. Just make something physical, like a physical object, as a reminder for you about the feeling. And every time you look at it, it's going to bring you back internally into that space. And from there,
you can paint a rock, or it doesn't matter, you can put a marker on something. It can be super simple. Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah. Awesome. So that it's in your physical space. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
So right now, I'd love to invite all of us and Zhanna for us to sit and just do a quick meditation, visualization sort of exercise, where we can tap into that essence of ourselves, the sexy part of us, the abundant part of us, because it's all the same energy in the feminine divine energy. And so we can get into the space of receiving and having that shine out into the world to bring in more and to really release any attachment to what our numbers should be, and what the heck do I do if I pass my numbers.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
and how it shows up. It may show up
Yes.
overnight in a different fabric.
Yay! Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
It's already in the making, right?
Yes. So let's put our hands on our hearts like this and close our eyes wherever we are. And just breathe deeply, feeling into your body. You can listen to your breaths as you breathe deeply. Feel the deep breath wash over your body, and it goes all the way to your toes. Feel the tingles in your body. And allow yourself to be grounded with the earth. You are here, you're present, you're grounded. And continue to focus on your heart. And as you breathe, just feel your heart expanding and opening further and further.
Just like Zhanna's
Sing it.
clock.
Yes, I love it.
Music.
Yes, right? Music of the heart right there. Yes. And bring in that energy. Feel yourself. Feel your presence. Feel who you are. It may come up as a word in your mind. It may come up as a feeling, a color. Just tap into that energy of your heart. This is who you are. This is your essence. This is you being sexy. This is you being happy. This is you being joyful. It's really being present in your body and loving yourself and just shining your light. You know, you don't need any achievements and certifications and anything to validate that. This is your essence. Just as you came as a baby into the world, you didn't need any sort of label to make you worthy. You're worthy here, right now. This is the essence of your sexiness. You're showing up, you know that life is here to celebrate who you are, and you're here to celebrate life. And you've been given the power to be, do, or have anything at all. You can create anything that you want. You have that infinite trust from the Creator. And at this point, you choose to create the magic in your life with ease and grace, and with the help of the Creator, the Divine.
I feel like to throw in, you're choosing to enter a sexy playground of abundance.
Yes. Yes. And how beautiful it is that you get to be equal with the Divine, right? You get to show up that love, that power, that love, that loving energy, that heart frequency. And imagine it merging with that of the collective of the planet, everyone else. We're all in that space. We're celebrating our lives together. We have a purpose that's bigger than ourselves. And how beautiful that we all choose to be here to co-create together, to give and to receive in joy and harmony and love.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a big birthday party. We're all giving gifts to each other and receiving gifts to each other, and some may have like sexy dresses too. But yeah, it's a lot of fun and sparkles, and we all deserve to receive as well.
Yes, yes. And I absolutely love Astrid's sparkle party that she tends to do because she loves to show how magical and beautiful life is. And sometimes we get too caught up with everything and we take ourselves too seriously. So just let go of all of that. Let go of all the labels. Nothing has meaning unless we give it meaning. So what is the meaning that you're going to choose for yourself? What is the meaning that you're going to choose behind abundance, behind sexiness, behind the divine? You know, you decide that and make it worth your while. Make it light your life up. And also make a promise at this time that you're no longer going to limit yourself in giving and receiving. You're going to trust your intuition, knowing when to give and how to give, and also when to stop that when the wave of giving is complete and you get into the space of receiving. And then you allow yourself to receive the blessings and the gifts of abundance graciously, with ease, with love and delight, and with immense gratitude. Feel into that. Go ahead.
It's almost like when you gift somebody, you are getting so excited when they really receive it and you light them up, right? That's the best part about giving. So be that to the world and receive and make the world happy by receiving.
Yes, it goes hand in hand. When you give, you're automatically receiving. And when you receive, you also give the giver a lot of joy.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
And ground yourself, and whenever you're ready, just open your eyes.
So beautiful, so beautiful. I think I just feel like, Kavita, thank you, and Astrid, thank you so much for this amazing, beautiful combination of practical application and also co-creating with the divine. We very often forget, people, that we're not alone. We're never alone. We are here in these bodies, but there are some other unknown forces that become dormant for a while. But as you bring your consciousness into that and the gratitude into that space, that's what Astrid and Kavita were reminding us today about. Then that's the space where magic happens. And
Yes.
I really strongly advise you to, if you have questions, you now experience how these two amazing women create magic right there and then on the spot. If you have questions for Astrid or Kavita, please comment below the video. Also connect with them on Facebook. They're very active. And
Facebook message.
Yes, and also Kavita, one more time, your website.
My website is earthangelwishes.com, so you could reach me there, or you can reach me at the Facebook website, which is facebook.com earthangelwishes.
Wonderful. And Astrid, for you?
So I don't read email a lot, so just use my website for a starting point, and you'll find where to go there, astridmueller.com. If you want a direct response, come connect on Facebook or book a session with me or Kavita through my website as well. There's like in the contact section, you can actually land in our calendar from there, because we may not always see your messages everywhere. Yeah.
Right. So, and before we end our Dream Big with Zhanna, inspiring you to reignite, refire, and refuel your life, I want to ask you this one gem, as usual. What is this one gem around the topic of sexy money magic for everybody before we go?
Oh my gosh, go ahead.
I'm laughing that their airplanes choose to fly right by at the same time. So it's really having that power, that knowing that you have the ability to connect to your heart, and then anything is possible, right?
Yeah.
Connect your heart essence with that sexy magic, and you can do and be and have anything from a pure space of joy and trust and love.
Yeah, and I have a bit that actually it's actually also coming from Kavita, because I also work with Kavita on coaching for me. We create so much together. So she just recently kept inspiring me to always bless money, even when I pay it, when I get it in, to bless it like that we're giving like abundance to the ones who are receiving it, and that it may multiply tenfold. Just celebrate, get into that sexy celebration vibe of just like, I'm so grateful, of paying for a joy or a blessing or whatever. And that will always raise your vibration, and that will also draw in more magic.
And I'll just add to that. That was brilliant. And I'll just add to that that April 15 is approaching quickly. So even when we pay taxes, it's a great idea to bless the money that we are paying, because we are paying for the purposes of all the good that we are co-creating together. How wonderful. I love the idea of gratitude and being and staying in gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are inspired by this conversation around money, please share the video. You can find the link on YouTube, on Zhanna Shpits, YouTube, it's not even.com. Just go and find it, or the School of Magic, and you're gonna find it there. Share it with your friends. If you we'll just let's make it a better, easier, and lighter space for all of us to be in, and abundance to all of us.
Yes.
Bye, ladies.
Cheers
Thank
to
you,
that.
thank you, thank
Cheers
you.
to that. Thank you, everyone, and Zhanna so much.
Love you all.
Love you all. Bye.